ready and get started for the year. Some fun things, kind of maybe you guys can let us know what you think as well. We've got essentially a NASCAR driver coming on here in a little while, and they race obviously on asphalt. So what I talked to you about and what I wanted to kind of premiere is a top five list throughout the season, and we're going to do two of them to kick off this podcast and this live show. But Dad, let's go over our top five all-time bucket list asphalt tracks, and not just tracks, but races in general. So, what are the top five races that you think that are on asphalt, starting at number five, working way up?
I didn't actually put these in any kind of order necessarily, but if I had to order them, number five is going to be the Little 500 in Anderson, Indiana. For those who don't know what it is a 500 lap asphalt sprint car race. I think it's like a quarter-mile track, and they do up to 2 or 3 pit stops during the thing, refuel the cars. I think it's 33 cars, just like the Indy 500. I believe they even start 3 abreast, 11 rows of 3. I think it's one of the neatest little tracks that I don't think a lot of people talk about it, but I think that's definitely a sight to see.
When do they race that?
I believe it's right before the Indy 500.
Okay, so it's a big week, that whole week.
Yeah.
All right.
What's it's either the day before or the week before, so it's right in May. So it's definitely during the month of May.
Or what's the next one you would put up there?
We're going to switch a little bit, go straight line. I got the U.S. Nationals in Indianapolis, Indiana. And that's NHRA drag racing. That's their crown jewel of the year. I think that's definitely one that's really something to see at all the cars. And one nice thing, good friend of mine, Denny Stewart, he actually won the, I don't remember which class he was running, but he actually did win the U.S. Nationals a couple of years ago. Maybe we'll get him on the show one of these weeks and have talk about that win.
That's awesome. All right, next one.
All right, next one I got, and that's funny. We got 4 of my top 5 are all in the state of Indiana. The next one is the Brickyard 400.
Okay.
Now that NASCAR is coming back to run the oval at Indy, I think that's another one to see. They got away from that. When they first had the Brickyard, they were not selling near as many seats because I believe it probably would have outsold the Indy 500. When the NASCAR came to it, the Indy 500 was kind of on a downtrend a little bit, and so they only sold about half the seats, and they sold out within minutes. And then for whatever reason, they had some really bad racing and tire issues, and they kind of got away from it, went to the road course there, which is stupid. Lots of the cars go the wrong way down the front stretch, just not right. But
yeah,
back to the normal Brickyard 400, I think that would definitely be another one to see.
For sure, that's a big one. All right, and I think our top 2 is probably going to be the same. So which one are you putting at 2? And these could probably be interchangeable.
Yeah, I got the Daytona 500, number 2.
Okay.
I've been to Daytona, we've been to Talladega. I have not been to the 500, so I think just the whole spectacle and pageantry of that race would be something to see. I'm only 2 hours away from the track, so that's one nice thing. So definitely one of these ones we're definitely going to have to hit up.
Yeah, I mean, if I try to go to it, it'll rain.
So in the top of my list, and we're going to knock this one off this year, thanks to you, we are going to be going to the Indy 500 this year.
Yeah, a little Merry Christmas present for us.
Yeah, so, I mean, as everyone watching knows, so, we're Kyle Larson fans. Larson is going to be pulling the double. Hopefully run all 1,100 miles. We're going to have 1,100 miles of drinking. We got to get back and watch the 600 race to see him get there. But yeah, for the never been inside the speedway before, so that's definitely really looking forward to going to that race. I think that is going to be an absolute blast.
Yeah, they say there's nothing like it Just for people watching, how many people does Indianapolis Motor Speedway hold, especially for 500?
I think they can put 400,000 or 500,000 in there.
That is absolutely insane. So I think the outer grandstands hold about 250,000 because it goes all the way around the track.
Yeah, it goes all the way around.
And we are going to be on the front stretch, well, the start of the front stretch right after you get past turn 4, and that's where a lot of action happens right off of turn 4, because you get the final push to passes to make the pass to get to the finish line. If they finish under green, a lot of times you see them finish under caution because they don't do green, white checkers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I just think the whole spectacle is going to be awesome. Mother Nature, please, for the love of God, work on our side, because this is something we've always wanted to do. I think it's something everybody should do once in their lifetime. And with Larson Racing in it, it's that pushed me over the edge to go to it.
Yeah, and just, I think they said during race day, the racetrack becomes the second largest city in Indiana.
Yeah.
So at 500,000, just to give you an idea how big that track is, it's a 2.5 mile, and it's kind of a rectangle-shaped oval. They have 9 holes of the golf course inside the racetrack with tons of room to spare. They could, so it is a big track. There's going to be a lot of camping. It's going to be an absolute blast. Just I can't wait to do this.
Well, and you were talking about we are going to get back to the hotel and watch the 600. I can't imagine, because we're going to be straight up exhausted after just watching a race. I can't imagine how Larson's going to be racing that race, heading into the Coke 600 and racing that one, because I'll be shocked if we don't need to get a power nap in or something just from watching it. So that's a testament. If that doesn't tell you how these guys are legitimately athletes, I don't know what will.
Well, the also difference, Larson's not going to be drinking like we're going to be during the Indy 500, so that's
yeah. I mean, hopefully he'll drink some milk at the end.
That would be awesome. I know last time, I guess it was Kurt Busch that did it. I know he was getting IV fluids on the plane back to Charlotte to rehydrate and everything. Yeah. So,
and it's probably what, an hour and a half helicopter flight.
Well, they'll be on he'll helicopter out. He'll probably go to Hendrick's jet and then fly right into probably into Concord.
All right, so that's your top 5. So let me get into my top 5, and it's these are my top 5 bucket list, and I didn't even think about those smaller tracks like that. I mean, you've got the smaller tracks. You got the July 4th tradition of South Boston Speedway having their big-time race up there. So shout out to South Boston. Make sure you go check them out. I've had their GM on here on the show before. Awesome guy, awesome track. Looking forward to eventually getting up there because that is an iconic track too. But starting at number 5, and most of this is NASCAR. And I was debating about the NHRA too, because I was thinking possibly about including the 4-wide nationals, the 4-wide Carolina Nationals, because that's where the 4-wide began, and that's a pretty big step for NHRA having 4 lanes at one time. So that was a big deal when that debuted. Always an exciting race. We were there for the 2-wide in the fall, seeing just how much power there is with that. 4-wide, it's just unbelievable. But at number 5, I have the Coca-Cola 600, the longest race that NASCAR has. Used to be the World 600, and if it doesn't tell you how iconic it is and how much it means to people, Ryan Blaney, when he won it last year, I mean, that he was straight up in tears, and he was jumping with the crowd and getting all hyped up. To get through and just to get the endurance part through and the mental capability of these drivers goes a long way to win it. You got to have the Coke 600 for me at number 5 in the top 5. And it's a great spectacle. It used to be really, really cool, 15 years ago when they still had 100-some thousand people there. It still sells out now. But the other race, it doesn't sell out anymore, so why keep all those stands and lose the money? But it is still a great spectacle. Memorial Day Sunday, just an awesome, awesome race. The next one I have at number 4, I have and I just put in general because it could change from time to time, the NASCAR championship race. You're racing for all the marbles. You're racing for the championship. Obviously, right now it would be Phoenix, but they could change it up. But no, I think no matter where you are, it is a whole different atmosphere racing for a championship, and in the highest echelon of racing. So that's got to be top five, especially for me. Seeing that, I don't really have any more.
Even the race at Phoenix would just be a fun track to go to.
Yeah, and they say Phoenix is such a fun city too, and a really cool city to be in. That's probably why they have the championship there, because it is a beautiful city and it draws in.
I've been there once and it rained.
It would rain if we went. So my number 3. So I'm kind of highlighting a lot of Memorial Day weekend races, and this is in Formula One. The Monaco Grand Prix. Is it a boring race? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is it iconic, though? Is it a bucket list race? 100%. Will we ever be able to go to that? No. I can barely afford to watch it for free on there. So just you see it, especially if you get a nice sunny day, which they didn't have last year. It was kind of partially rain. It was seeing the yachts, seeing the beautiful infrastructure of Monaco, and also Iron Man was there too, so that helps. In Iron Man 2, if nobody gets that reference. But
yeah.
Awesome Memorial Day race, and that's how we kick off our Memorial Day Sundays, is turning on Monaco. So I think that is such an iconic race, and we don't even watch Formula One really, but that is one that we actually always tune into. Number 2, so yes, my top 2 are the same as yours, but I changed them up. So number 2, I have the Indianapolis 500. And the only reason I have that below the Daytona 500, spoiler alert, that's number 1, is just because NASCAR is the most popular sport in the world, motorsport in the world. And that's the only thing that it has on IndyCar. The Indianapolis 500, we get to check that off this year. And now once we get to see both of them, might change my mind, because we'll see how different the spectacle is between the two. I'm excited, obviously, for May. It's going to be an awesome time. And we'll probably do some trackside stuff, so you guys stay tuned for that. But, yeah, I have the Indianapolis 500 at my number 2, and the Daytona 500 is my number 1 of my top 5 bucket list asphalt tracks. Again, NASCAR, the highest tier of racing there is in the world. When Junior won it in 2014, I believe, for Hendrick, I was pumping my fist. I was running around. I was in my college apartment. I was just hyped up. Nobody understood why. Like some drunk asshole up there. What is your problem? Junior just won the Daytona 500. They're like, cool. I'm like, no, you don't understand. For me, that was essentially like the Eagles winning the damn Super Bowl. So,
right.
And the Daytona 500 is the Super Bowl of NASCAR.